Hi, hi.
Let me share my screen first. Okay. So, just to introduce you again, my name is Ronnie. I'll be leading the training for today,
Okay.
and I'll be sharing with you the overview of what I'll be sharing throughout this training. So, first will be more on the design portion where you can update the pictures, the image.
Mm.
Second part would be on the products, and then lastly is the WooCommerce portion, and then last but not least is the one setting regarding the booking checkout on the checkout page. And yeah, without wasting any more time, we just get started. So as you can see, this is how the website look like on your
Yeah,
user perspective.
yeah.
So for you yourself, if you want to access the website as a site admin, you need to add in the command over here at the end of your URL slash mlogin.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you'll be taken to this login page. You just
Mm.
key in the credential that will be given to you by Bell after the training.
Mm.
You click on this login button, and then the page that you'll be redirected to is this dashboard page, another word for the back end of the website. So you can pretty much see all the settings related to your website located in this page. Yeah. So
Okay.
for you yourself, if you want to see back the front page that you see earlier, hover your mouse to this house icon and you click on this visit site. And then now, if you notice that on the top over here, you will see a black bar showing. So once you log in as a site admin, you will start to see this one. It signifies that you're ready to do any editing on the page. Yeah. So the normal user will not be able to see this.
Mm.
Hmm. So first, I'll be sharing with you on the design setting. So for us to access the design setting uh, page, you just click on this customize button on top over here. And then on the left side, this is where you see another control panel. And on the right side is the preview page. Yeah, so of course, there's a lot of different settings that you see over here. But the one that we'll be touching on today will be header and style, which probably will have high chance for you to edit if you want to change certain setting in the future. So let's start with the style. So when you start, click on the style setting. There are two things as well you need to focus on, which is colors and typography. For colors, this is where you can set the primary and secondary color. So what it means by primary and secondary color is basically the color used within your website that that pretty much dominate the entire look and feel of your website. Yeah, so you can see you mostly blue and black and some of the blue and black color that you see over here. So if you want to change any of the palette that you see over here, you just click on this select color button, and then you can either drag and drop it to the color that you want. So for example, like this, you can drag it to the color that you want. Or if you want to be more precise in terms of choosing the colors, you can use the color code over here. So how do you find the color code that are suitable for your website? You can do it either through a Google search or use this crop extension called a color pick eyedropper. So if you do Google search, you can just simply put in the name of the color that you want. So let's say, for example, you want to know the color code for royal blue color code.
Okay.
Then you will see it will generate the color code for you. So you just copy the color code and paste it over
Yes.
here. And then it
Okay.
will show you the. Okay, so you will show you direct you to the color more precisely lah. So my recommendation is to use the color code itself. And then another way that I mentioned earlier is to use the crop extension. So you just click on this. from station, and then you just hover your mouse to the part that you want to know the color of. So let's say, for example, you want to know the color code of this
Mm.
particular brown. So you can just hover your mouse, and then it will generate the color
Oh,
code for you as well. So you just close out the setting, then you paste the color code. Yeah, it will take you to that brown, this brown. Yeah, so once you're done with the changes, you can either publish it right away, or what it means by publish it right away, your user will able to see the changes once you click on this button, or you can click on this gear icon and click on save draft. So when you click on save draft, right, it will generate this preview link in which you can share it with your colleague or your boss or whoever. So you just share it with them. They can see the changes that you make based on this general link, but your user will not be able to see it yet because you don't publish it. So what you discuss with your colleague or your partners, you can either publish it or schedule the thing to
okay.
when you want it to be live, to be scheduled. Or if you don't want the changes, you can always click on this discard changes, and it will revert back to the previous
Mm.
state that you leave it at. So that's pretty much it for colors. You got any question regarding this part?
No, no.
Okay. Next part would be the typography. Typography related with the font that you use. So you can see the font for the text and the title. So there are two things also you need to take note of: headline and base. So the difference between these two is very simple. Headline refers to the section title, and base is refer to the body text. So if you want to change either one of the font that are being used, you can just open up this font family drop-down menu, and then you just choose whichever font that you want to use. So this one really takes a lot of trial and error to see which one you feel like suits your website better. And then for this part, variant, this is the setting for the thickness of the font that are being used. So you can make it as thin as you want or as thick as you want. So the thicker setting means the text is bolded. So that's the only difference, thin and thick. And then again, once you're done with the changes, you can either publish or you can save draft for this typography. Okay. Now that we're done with the color and typography, the next part will be the header. So the header setting is the first setting that you see over here. So when you click on it, you will see below here there's the header builder. So as you can see, there are three different sections for the header builder: top bar, header main, and header bottom. And then lastly, the one that you see at the bottom here is what we call not in use section. So any elements that are used to create a header that are not being used will be stored over here. And then you can see on the setting itself, the builder, only the header main have element, so which reflected to your current header. So only this one is being used. So anything you put over here, uh, if you leave it empty, then the reflected design also will be empty. But normally people will go for this unless they have some announcement or whatever they need to display in a smaller section. Okay, so what you can do in this portion is first you can rearrange the orders of the different element. So for example, you have these three items. You want to rearrange the orders of things. You can just drag it and drop it to the position that you want. So you can see it moves to different position if you drag it to the another position. Similarly, you can also remove it from the header. So how do you remove it? You just drag it back to the not in use section. So it will no longer be part of the header. Same goes if you want to reposition it to a different location. So for example, this one, you want it to be a top bar. So let me see. Also, you're not so you need to enable it first. Yeah. So whenever you put anything above it, you will see this part.
Mm.
The same goes with this one header bottom. If you put it below, and it will move to the bottom part. Yeah. And then secondly, another thing that you can do in this portion is to change the logo. So let's say you have a new logo design, you can change it by clicking on this logo gear icon. And then you will see there's two parts that you can put the logo on. So you can choose either one for you to update. So one is normal version, one is light version. So whenever you update a new logo, you just update both versions. So when you click on select image, you can do two ways. Either you choose from the media library. So the media library means that the logo already uploaded inside your logo or image already uploaded inside the system. If it's a totally entirely new file, you can upload it directly from your devices by clicking on this select files button. Yeah. So also, if you're not too sure about the size or dimension of the logo, you can always check back the one that you currently using. So, for example, this one. Oh, not this one. This one is banned. Huh? Okay. For example, this one, logo PNG. So you can double check your dimension right here. And then next time when you have a new designer to help you design, you can just tell them to follow this dimension to design the new logo so that it fit exactly like the previous version did. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, once you're done, you can either publish or you can save draft. Yeah. And then the next part will be the menu header. But for this one, we will need to go to another setting for us to do changes in this portion. But before I move there, you got any question regarding the header footer?
No, understood.
Okay, so this one I will close down first. So for us to
Okay.
so to be able to edit the menu header that you see over here, we need to go back to the dashboard page that you see earlier. So for us to do that, you hover your mouse to this Patisserie G text, you click on this dashboard button. So normally I do open it two tabs. So one is for the back end, one is for the front end. So at least you can see the comparison between the two. So first, if you want to edit the menu header, you need to find the appearance setting, which is right here. And then when you see the sub item, you click on this menu option. Okay, so you can see you have 6 different items reflected here. So let's say, for example, you want to add a new menu tab over here. The way you add a new menu tab, you can click on this custom link, and then here you can name it. So for example, you want to name it S1. And then the next part you need to put is the link to the page that you want your user to go to. It can be both, either external link or within the website. So what I mean by external link, let's say you have another website you want your user to go to, you can also put the link over here, or within the website itself, the pages. So for example, you want them to go to this contact us page, for example. So you just copy the link over here and paste it right here. And then you click add to menu, and the default position will be the last position, which is next to contact us over here. So when you click on save menu, and you can see the newly added tab is right here. That's the first setting. Second setting is you can rearrange the orders of different items that you see. So for example, you want the test one to be in the middle position in between order online and platters. You just drag it and
Okay.
drop it. So when you just save menu and refresh this again, you'll see the one that you created earlier will be moved to this place. And then last but not least for this part is to create a sub item. So what I mean by that, you will have the main item and then you will have a level 2 item. So for you to do that, you just choose the main page. So for example, you want it to be a sub item of about us. You just bring it below about us. And instead of putting it like right here, you just need to put it slightly inside. until you see this sub-item text appear. So when you click on Save Menu, and refresh again, you will see a arrow over here, you can see. So when you hover your mouse, you will see the new sub-item will be reflected right here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of the menu header. Yeah, and then the next portion is the footer part over here. So for
Okay.
us to edit the content that you see right here, whenever you hover your mouse to this part, right, you will see this edit block footer pop-up will appear. So what you want to click on is this UX Builder button. Okay. So once you click edit with UX Builder, you'll be able to affect the different column of the footer that you see. So we go one column at a time.
Mm.
So first is the image, the logo. So for us to change the logo, it's pretty much similar to what we did with the logo just now, the top one. You just click on the image, and then to change it, you just click on this change media. And then either you choose from the media library or the directly from your computer. And then as for text, text is very simple as well. When you click on it, you can click this open text editor. And then you just directly edit it in here like a normal text editor. For example, like Microsoft Word or Google Doc. And then when you're done, you just click OK, apply, and update. But for this one, just to let you know, there's no save draft function like what we did with the design setting. So any changes that you make for UX Builder is a final changes. And then thirdly is this part, the follow icon. So follow icon is a system, default system by the WooCommerce, no, the Flatson team itself. So if you want to add a new social media, if you have a new one, you can add the page link over here. So let's say you have created a new TikTok account. You just copy the page link and paste it right here. So whenever you paste the link over here, it will auto generate the logo for you. So you don't have to manually code the logo design right here. Same goes with any other social media over here, Twitter. So yeah, so really up to you how many social media icon that you want to use. So of course, it's only limited to this option that you see over here. Yeah, so this is for the first column. Second column is this part. So for the title, yeah, you got any question?
No, no. You can
Oh,
continue. Mm.
yeah, so the first one is the title. So title, you can see the elements that are being used is text. So it's pretty much similar to what we did with this part earlier. You just open the text editor and directly edit your text right here. And for this one, it's called menu link. It works similar to a button. So if you want to change any of the link that you see over here, you can change the name or the link as well. Same goal if you want to create a new one. So you just click on this plus button and then you click on menu links. And then you just change the title and then insert in the link to the page that you want your user to go to. And then if you want to delete any of the item, just click on this gear icon and click on delete.
Okay.
And then same goes with this one. This one is text. This one is text as well. For this one, form CF7, this one I suggest you just leave it as it is because it's already preset for you. Because the form is using coding to create. And for this one, similar to this part, menu link. So if you want to add another item, you just click on plus button over here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of the footer. Yeah. If you know further question, I'll be moving on to the next part. Okay, so now that we've done the footer, let me recap again the portion that I already shared with you. So we pretty much gone through the design setting, the header and the footer. So the next part will be the rest of the content that you see in between the footer and the header. So before I share with you on how to edit the rest of the content, you may already have noticed that certain patterns have been developing in terms of the content itself. So what I mean by that is you will always see these three different elements whenever you go to any website. Doesn't matter if it's your website or others' website, you will always see an image, text, and button. So you can see as well, the pattern will
Okay.
always repeat. So image, text, and button,
Mm-hmm.
text, image, and button. So so when once you recognize the pattern, right, it makes your job quite more easier when you want to change certain thing, because it doesn't overwhelm you, because doesn't matter how complicated the design looks like, you will always know this pattern is always repeating. So the way you edit it is pretty much the same as well. So what you want to do to edit the rest of the content is hover your mouse to this edit page button and click on edit with UX builder. And some of the way that I share with you for the footer is applies to the to the rest of the content as well, with minor differences. So we start with the banner first. So you can see the banner image. So whenever you click on the image, this setting will be appearing. So because the element that you used for this image is a banner element. So what's to just give you a brief example on how it different compared to a normal image. So you can see bottom here is a normal image. This one is a banner image. The only difference between normal image and banner image is that they have this additional setting that you see on the screen right now, this blue ball. So what this blue ball helps is that to find the focal point of the image. So for example, you want it to be focused on different part of the images. So you can just drag it and drop it to the
Okay.
portion that you want. And do bear in mind, certain image have certain limitations. So for example, this particular cake image with a pink cake, you can move it freely up and down, but side to side, not so much. So it really depends on the image that you upload for you to
Hmm.
have more freedom in terms of moving the different focal point. And then if you want to adjust different banner, you can just click on this banner over here to do the edits. And then if you want to add in a new banner, my suggestion is for you to duplicate the current one and then change it accordingly. So for example, like this one, you want to add in another banner. So you can see you have on the left side, you have three different banners, one, two, three. So you just duplicate and either one of them. So you can just click on this gear icon and then click on duplicate. So the reason why I suggest to duplicate is so that the height is the same, the overall layout is the same. If you build it from scratch, there's a lot of setting you need to adjust to ensure the consistency between the banners. And then other thing you can edit here is the text. So when you click on the text, you can just open the text editor and drag it and drop it to the not drag it and drop the type the content that you want. Sorry. Yeah, and then for the button is this portion. Here you can change the title of the button, and then here you can choose the later casing that you use for the button. So currently set to all caps. You can also make it like a normal cap as well. So but because this one you already put a full cap here, so it doesn't matter the setting right here. And then remember earlier we talked about primary color, secondary color, and so on. Here you can
Mm-hmm.
choose the color that you want to use for your button. So you have primary color, secondary color, alert color, success color, and white color.
Right.
So this one is a preset color. So these are the two colors that you have earlier. So for example, you want to change it to primary, and then you become blue right here. And then,
Okay.
you want to use the secondary color, you can also use secondary color. Yeah. And then here the style. Style refer to the design of the button. So currently it's set to outline. So you can choose default as well. Default will be a full
Mm.
colored button. You can also make it simple, which is without the borders.
Mm-hmm.
And other option right here lah. It's really up to you. And then you can change the size as well to make it extra small, or you can make it extra large, something like this. And then the most important part for a button, right, is the link that you see over here. Yeah, without the link, the button serve no function. So do ensure whenever you create a button, you insert a correct link right here. And then the target function is simply helping your user go to the page, whether on the same page or go to another different tab. So if you put same window, whenever they click on the button, they will stay in the same window tab. If you change to new window, instead of going using the same window, when they click on it,
New
another
page.
tab will
New
open.
window.
Mm,
Okay.
another tab will open. So leaving this original one stay intact.
Mm.
And that same goes with this part. If you want to change the image, you just click on this change media. Text, you just open the text editor. Button is the same as well. Same goes with this part and this image. Yeah,
Mm.
because this one using the banner setting, so you can play around with the background focal point. Same goes with the part. So you have text, you get image, text, image, and so on. Yeah, same goes with other pages. So if you want to edit other pages, you just go to the page that you want to edit, and then you open the UX Builder
New
right
page.
here. Yeah. Any question regarding updating the content?
No.
Okay, then I'll be moving on to the next part, which is the product section as well as the WooCommerce section. So
Okay.
first, I'll be sharing with you with the WooCommerce first. So for WooCommerce is where you can start managing orders when they start coming in. So when you click on WooCommerce, there's a lot of different settings. So the one that I'll be sharing with you is orders,
Mm.
reports, and setting. So when you click on these orders, let me check your payment settings. Okay, hit pay. So this is how the orders will look like whenever you start receiving new orders. So because you're using hit pay payment method, so there's not much work that you need to do in terms of the setting right here, other than fulfilling the customer order. So whenever you receive a new orders right here, all you need to do, because the default status for a hit pay payment method is processing. All you need to do is to fulfill the orders that coming in, and then when you already deliver the orders, all you need to do is change the status to completed and update right here. The reason why we change the status to completed is so that the system capture the transaction as a sales data, and also it will record the data inside this report setting, which you can see right here reflected by this line graph and the bar graph. And then you can also view it in a different time period as well. Yeah, and do bear in mind the default view would be this sales by date. You can also view it by sales by product or sales by category. And then whenever you're happy with the data display that you see, you can also export it out using this export CSV function. That way you can view the data offline instead of just staying on the website itself. Yeah, and then lastly for this WooCommerce is the setting. Okay, so for the setting itself, first we go through the general. So the general, let's say you move to a new location, you want to update your business information, you can update your address right here. And then you can also specify what country you want to sell to. So because currently you set to sell to specific country, you can specify the country in this box over here. So let's say, for example, you expanded your operation to Malaysia, Indonesia, or Philippines. You can also add in the country right here. Yeah. And then same goes with the shipping location if you want to ship your goods and services. And then lastly is the currency. You can set the currency right here. You can pretty much have all the currency available in the world for you to add in inside here. And then once you're done, you just click on this save changes, and that's for general setting. Next probably is the email setting. The payment setting, there's not much you can do because it's already automated for you using the HitPay. Okay, so remember earlier in the orders portion, you have order statuses. So any new orders, cancel order and failed orders, the person that handling this email address will receive the order notification. Anything on hold, processing, completed order, and other miscellaneous orders will be received by your customer. And the one that has, let's say for example, this part, this person will receive the email notification. So let's say you want to have more than one person, like for example, this one you have one, two, three, four person receiving the notification. If you want to add more, you can click on this manage button. And then to add it under the recipient box over here, you just separate it using comma. So you can see the differences between all the emails. So it is separated using this comma function. So if you
Okay.
want to add another one, you just add in comma, then key in the next
Email. Okay.
email. Yeah, correct. Okay, that's it for WooCommerce. The next part that closely related with the WooCommerce is the checkout page, the one that you see for this portion, which is
Mm.
the time slot as well as the calendar over here. So for this portion, right, you need to go to this setting, order delivery date. So when you click on this part, what you want to do is click on the setting itself. Okay. So because your setting is quite customized,
Mm.
so the setting you want to take note of is this portion, custom delivery setting. So and then here you can see the differences that you have for your setting. So where you have shipping method, delivery and free shipping, local pickups, and then pickup location and product categories. So you have 2 days and platters. So let's say, for example, you want to have a new category because right now you have 2 days and platters. So if you want to add in a new category as part of the setting, you can just click on this duplicate button. So when you click on
Okay.
this, and you can
Edit.
edit, and then you just change the name. So you can choose either delivery, local pickup, or
Mm.
product category. So because right now we duplicated the category, right? So here you just put in choose the category that you want to add in, because earlier it was 2 days and platters, so you just choose any one that applies to it lah. And then the setting is pretty much the same. So you just because you duplicated the same setting, you can just check whether or not the setting is correct. And then let's say, for example, for this particular category, you want to change the minimum delivery to different hours, you can indicate the hours right here. And then the number of dates, 60 days. So this one refers to the maximum advance date that you can order. So if you put 60 days, means up to 60 days in advance. And then if you want to shorten it or lengthen it, you can change the numbers over here. And then this one,
Okay.
minimum delivery date as well. So for minimum delivery date, if you want to have cut-off time for it, right, you can adjust it for this part, in this part. So let's say, for example, uh,
Why is 48 hours? 48 mean.
8 hours. So let's say, for example, you put in the next day delivery cut-off time, right? Let's say,
Mm.
for example, today they want to order, and then for it to be delivered tomorrow, for example, you put in the cut-off date at 6 p.m., for example. After 6 p.m., right, they won't be able to order today, for tomorrow's date, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, for today's date. So for example, if they want to order today is 17, right? Yeah, 17. And then if you put the let's say for example right now is 3 p.m. If you put 3:30 p.m. So when the time reached the 3:30, right, the person cannot order today anymore. They only can start ordering for tomorrow and
For
onwards.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. And then here, if you want to block out certain certain date. So for example, if you want to have a global holiday date, you can just use like this. Or if you wanted to specify the certain date, you can name it right here. So put F1, and then from what date to what date. So let's say for example 30th to
This
2.
one means close delivery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you click on this, save. And then for this part, you won't be able to receive anything. And then if you want to have it recurring every year so that you don't have to set it every year, so you can just put in test one from this date to this date. You just check this box and then it will recurring. So you don't have to
Oh,
every
okay.
day to do it. Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for this part. Yeah, let me show you here. Okay. Oh yeah, one more thing is the pickup location. So remember, you have 3 different location, right, for the pickup location.
Yes.
So if you want to have, let's say you have a new location that you open up, you update it, you can also, under this pickup location setting, you can click on insert row, and then you just add in the new information.
Okay.
Mm. And then once you're done, you just click on save setting over here.
Just now the custom delivery setting.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to open for some Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
how to do?
Sunday, you can go to the setting that you want again.
For example, I want open for 31st December.
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
Or you want.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no. Christmas, 25 December.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you want to add, instead of blocking, is to add a time slot, right? That's what you are asking, right?
Sorry?
This one is to add in open hours, right? The one that, so for you to add in, right? You under the time slot over here, you see? Time slot, what you want to do is click on this add individual time slot.
Okay.
Mm-mm. And then you can choose weekdays or you can choose
Oh,
weekdays.
okay.
So you can put in specific dates. Not too sure why it does.
Cannot click.
Can you click? So by right, it should be able. Let me check another one. Let me create a new one. So let's say, for example, time slot. You can choose. Okay. This one also cannot. So Bell, maybe you can take note of this one.
Okay.
Not too sure why it cannot click for the specific delivery dates. Okay, so for this one, we will get back to you, Claire. Is that okay?
Okay, can.
Okay, if no further question on this one, I'll be moving on to the next portion, which is the product. Is that okay?
Okay, can.
Yeah. So for product, right? When I before the training, I saw the list of product that you have. I noticed you have two types of products. So one is simple product, one is variable product. So the only difference between the two is whether or not you have option for either one. So for example, simple product, as the name suggests, is only have one type of product, and variable product have multiple option. So it's like kind of like you buying clothes online. So if it's a variable product, you have different option of sizes as well as the colors. So same applies to your product itself lah. So let's say if you want to to add a new product for your current list, I will show you one by one how to create simple and how to create variable.
Okay.
So, but the most straightforward one is simple. So, what you want to do is just click on this add new button. Okay. So here, once you click on add new button, there are a few fields you need to key in first. But first is the title, the name of the product. So you can put in simple product. And then under this simple product, you see this box. This is where you can and put in the full length description. And then right at the bottom here, this is more shorter explanation. It's kind of like summary or however what type of description that you want. If you have very simple explanation for your product, then you don't have to key in it inside this one. You can just key in inside this short description. And then on the right side, here you can set the image for your product. So again, similar to any image changes, you can either upload a new one or you can choose from your media library. So for this sake, I just use the current one that we have. Then you can click on set product image. And then
Okay.
for product image itself, right, the maximum you can have is only one. So let's say the product that you want to upload have multiple images. The additional images you need to add them in under this product gallery. So when you click on product gallery, you can add in the new images. This one have no limit, so you can just put in however many you want to use. Yeah. So let's say
Okay.
you have these additional images for this part. So you just put it right here. And then next is product category. So you can choose the category that applies to your current new product. And then if the product doesn't have the category that you want over here, you can click create a new one by adding this new category button. So you just put in as category and add it, click on this add new category button. And then let's say, for example, you don't want it to be a category on its own. You want it to be a subcategory of the existing one that you have. You can choose the parent. So for example, you want it to be a subcategory of suite. So you can choose suite as the main category, and then it become the subcategory of it. Yeah. And then lastly, for the simple product is this product data. So because simple product is the default setting, whenever you click on add new, there's no much thing you can do over here. So you just leave it as it is. So we look at the general setting. So for the general setting is right here, regular price and sales price. So this is where you can put in the actual price for the particular item. And then if you want to run promotion for this particular listing, you can just put in the sales price. Let's say, for example, you have $2 off. So you just put in 8 right here. And then you can schedule it to a specific timeline as well. So let's say, for example, you put it from this date to this date. Do bear in mind, if you don't put any timeline, right, the promotion will run forever until we remove the sales price. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this general setting. Next is the inventory. So here you can put in the SKU number, the serial number of the product. If you don't have any serial number, you can also leave it blank. And here you can change the statuses as well, stock status. Let's say you no longer have the stock, you can change it to out of stock or on back orders. That's for the simple setting. But if you want the system to help you manage the stock, you can also check this box. And then once you check this box, this additional setting will appear. So you can key in the number of stock that you have. For example, you have 100. So you just put it right here. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the inventory part. And then, yeah. So once you're done that, you can just click on publish or save draft. Okay, so for you to preview the page, you can just click on preview. So let's go through what we key in just now. So we want to see the title. So the title will reflect it right here. And then here's the original price, and then here's the sales price. And then because the system recognizes that you already put in the sales price, right? It will auto generate for you the sales icon right here to indicate that this item
Okay.
sells. And then this is where the short description will appear, and this is how the short description will, the full description will be appear. Yeah, and then you can see the category right here as well, and the stock status, in stock, out of stock, and so on. Yeah, and then this is the main image, and then if you want to see the additional image, you can just do like this. Yeah. Yeah. So any question regarding the simple product?
If we want to let customer to choose the flavors, how to insert the option?
Oh, so that one is a variable product already. So for simple product, it's just like this. So what I'll be teaching you next is to how to create the variable product.
Okay.
Okay, so for variable product, the step is pretty much the same. You just click on this add new button. The only difference is that, let me change the titles. Variable product. Yeah, the only difference is under product data. So for product, for product that have multiple options, right? The rest of the setting here is the same. So the one you change is product data. So open up this drop-down menu. Then you choose this variable product. And then the setting over here will slightly change. So what you want to focus on is this attribute. So this attribute is for you to set the parameter on flavor and size, right? Okay, so we start with one first. So whenever you click add, right, you will see these two boxes. So what you want to do is to check both boxes and then key in the name. And then here you key in the value. So you have how many flavor you have? Sweet, sour.
Oh,
Again, sorry.
okay, no problem.
Yeah, so you want to key in the value. For you to separate each value, you need to use this symbol over here.
Okay.
So when you click save attribute, it will be saved as one. So let's say you have more than one attribute, you can also add in another one. So let's say you have size. You just click this one as well. Small, medium, and large. Then you click on save attribute. So let's say, for example, these are the attribute of the product that you want to sell. You can just leave it as it is. The next step is under variation. So we need to create the variation based on the attribute that we created. So here, you open up the drop-down menu and then choose this option, create variation from all attributes. So when you click go, it will prompt you whether or not you want to link all
Variation.
the attribute just now based on the two attributes. So when you click OK, it will let you know how many combination has been created based on the attribute. So you have sweet small, sweet medium, sweet large, and then sour small, sour medium, sour large.
Okay.
What we have to do now is to open one by one. First, we can start with this one. You just click on any of the empty space, And then we do what we did with a simple product just now. So you have the SKU number, you have the price. So let's say, for example, the small one, you have sell it for 3. And then you can also put sales price if you want to put in the sales price. And then the most important part for this variation, right, is the regular price. Because without the regular price, right, if you put nothing over here, on the front end later on, it will not reflect that particular variation. Okay, so another part you can add is specific images. So let's say for this particular variation, you have an image for it, you can upload it right here. So whenever your customer choose this option, they will show the display will show the particular image. If you don't set any specific images, then it will show the main image right here. And then you can close it down. Next is this one, same as well. Sorry, this one is medium. It's large. And then here, same as well. And here. So when you click Save Changes, and it will be recorded. Then here you click on Save Draft or Publish. Okay, once it's finished loading, we can preview it again. And the only difference between the one that we created earlier is this will have the attribute already. So you can choose the different option that you created just now, and it will display the prices accordingly. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it in terms of the product. So for us, the last part of the product is for you to delete it. Let's say, for example, you have product that you don't want to sell anymore. You want to delete. You can click on this trash option, and it will be deleted. And let's say, for example, you accidentally delete the wrong one. You can always restore it back when you click on this trash button and click on restore over here. But do bear in mind, after a certain period of time, it will auto delete for it. Yeah. Okay, that's for product, WooCommerce, and then next part is coupon. So let's say you want to have coupon for your website. You can go to this marketing setting and click on coupons. Okay, what you want to do is click on this add coupon button. And then here, this is where you can create the code. Let's say, for example, you want to run a Christmas coupon. You can put in this, for example, code. Or if you don't want to have a specific code, you can also let the system to generate a random code for you as well. Yeah, and then here you can put in the description. So let's say, for example, we use a Christmas coupon. So here you can put in the description, enjoy 10% off this Christmas season. With us or something like this. Up to you how you want to word the description. And you can move on to the next part, which is the general setting. So you can choose the discount type, but what I normally recommend to our client is that to use a percentage discount. Then that way it's easier for you to describe it as well, to keep track of the sales as well. So if you choose percentage, then the only thing you can put here is the percentage amount. So for example, this one is 10%. You just put it 10, 20, 30, however percent that you want. And then under this allow free shipping, if you allow this coupon to have free shipping, you can just check this box. If you don't allow it, then you can just leave it empty like this. It's really up to you.
Okay.
And then here you can choose the expiry date. So let's say, for example, it's a Christmas promotion. You put the end date as the end of the year. You can also choose free delivery, either one of the two. Yeah. So you choose. So after the due date, the coupon no longer active when the customer check out.
Mm.
Okay, so that for general. Next is the restriction. So this is how you restrict the usage of the coupon. Either you can set minimum spending. Let's say, for example, you want the customer to spend minimum $30 before they can use the coupon, or you can choose maximum spending as well. And then individual use. So this one is a helpful setting. Let's say you're running two different coupon code. If you want to restrict the user to only use one at a time, you can check this box. If you don't check this box, means they will use the other coupon and this coupon together. So let's say, for example, the other one is 5%, this one is 10%. So if you use both, it becomes 15%.
Mm.
Yeah. And then here you can have the option to exclude sales item. So this one applies to the product that we put sales price just now. So if you want to exclude, you can check this box. If you want to include, then you just leave it as it is.
Mm.
Okay, and then here you can restrict the coupon as well to whether to use for specific product or exclude specific product. Same goes with category. Either you can include certain category or exclude certain category for the usage of the coupon. And then the last setting over here is allow email. This one is a useful setting for you to reward your loyal customer. So let's say, for example, you identify a account that really buy from you a lot. If you want to give them like a personal reward, you can enter their email address over here. So whenever they check out next time, they can only use the coupon for themselves. So let's say, for example, by 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 chance, other people find out the coupon code. Even though they know the coupon code, if they apply it when they check out, it will not be applicable to them because it doesn't tie down to their email address. So this one is useful tool for you to reward your loyal customer. And then lastly is the usage limit. This is how you limit the coupon itself. So let's say you under the first one, usage limit per coupon, you can set the number of coupon limit. So let's say you have only want to limit it to 1,000 coupon. So even before the due date, let's say, for example, the coupon has been used 1,000 times, it would end right away. It no longer become valid if you set the limit lah, right here. Here you can limit the number of items. Let's say you limit it to 10. So at the checkout page, if the user item card has more than 10 items, it will only limit the coupon until the 10th item. And then here, limit the usage per user. So because whenever you check out, right, it will ask you to enter an email address. Oh yeah, email address right here. So if you put limit per user, right? Let's say, for example, you put 2. So the next time people use the same code, right? They can only use the code for 2 times if they use the same email to buy from you. It kind of works similar to what we did with this one just now, but this one more general. So if you don't put any limit, right here, no limit, means that the customer can go to your shop and then buy it over and over again using the same coupon code.
Okay.
Again, once you're done, you just click on publish over here. Okay, any question regarding the coupon?
No.
Okay, I'll be moving on to the last portion of the training, which is the user part. So this user setting, right? It's a setting whereby you can create new email accounts. No, email account, the account user for your website. Let's say, for example, you have a new team member, you want to help you to manage the website together. You can add the information in over here by clicking on this add new button. And then when you in the add new button, these two things is the most important information. So you need to key in. So you can create a username for them. So for example, admin one, and then you put in their email address, for example, like this. And then the system will auto generate the password. You can also set the specific password for them as well. So once you done that, before you click on this add new user, you just need to either you jot down the information, the username and the password, or you can screenshot the thing first
Mm.
before you pass it to them. And then here under role, there are a few roles that you can look at, which is administrator,
Mm.
editor, author, and shop manager. So for administrator, right, if you choose the role for them, that means they can pretty much have full access to the website. They can have control over the back end stuff and the front end design. If you choose them to become editor, mainly on the design part, which is the content update, image update, and so on. And then if you choose them to be author, they can contribute by writing blog articles. And then lastly is the shop manager, mainly focus on the WooCommerce and the product portion. Yeah.
Okay.
So once you choose the role for them, you can just click on this add new user. And then on the main user page just now that you see, you can you can find out who are your user within the website. So you can see customer and administrator. So you have 900 customer and then one administrator, something like this. So you can view it according to different roles as well.
Mm.
Hmm. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my training today. If you have no further question, I'll pass it back to Bella.
Mm, if I want to add a new page,
Okay, so for you to add a new page, right? My
for example,
best
the home about us,
mhm,
then I want to add a new one.
new one. My suggestion is to go to this page over here, pages,
Mm-hmm. Or
and then
any.
so based on the current one that you have. So for example, if the pages that you duplicate have something similar like this, where
Mm.
it focus on content, a
Mm.
lot of content, my suggestion is you can duplicate the current one. So for example, content type of
Oh,
pages
okay.
follow the about us. So you just click on duplicate over here. So when you duplicate, right, you will have another pages like this. So what you want to do once you duplicate it, you rename it immediately.
Mm.
Rename it to
Mm.
S1, for example, so that you don't confuse it with the one that you duplicate it from. And then what you want to do next is edit with UX Builder.
Okay.
Then you just do what I shared with you earlier. Lah. So in terms of the UX Builder, right, it really need for you to practice, for you to familiarize yourself with the different elements, and how you can properly create a layout that you want. Lah. So really take practice one for this one. So let's say you want to add a new section. Let's say it's a long section. You can just
Mm.
click on the plus button and then you can choose section.
Oh, okay.
And you see there are a lot of preset templates, so you can choose however you want to design it. Lah. Then, as I mentioned earlier, it's really about practice, trial and error in terms of how you want to design your
Mm.
page. Ah. Mm. Yeah, can like this one here. So you can just shift and yeah.
Okay, okay, no problem.
All right, back. Hello, Bell. Bell, are you there? Hi, Claire. I think Belle is either went to the toilet or
Yeah.
something. So, just to let you know, the recording itself will be do allow us 1 or 2 days to process the recording. Once the recording is ready,
Okay.
I'll be sending the link to Belle, and then she will share with you.
Then send to me lah.
And then
Right?
anything you're not
Okay.
sure, you can just ask Belle.
Okay, can.
So I believe we can just dismiss the meeting for now.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right. Thank you very much, Claire.
Okay, bye
Bye
bye.
bye.